In the depths of our souls, a tempest rages on, unspoken words, unresolved conflicts, and expectations left hanging. But this is a question. Will the fire of our pain and anger consume us? Or will it ignite our path towards healing? The saddest part isn't facing hurt. It's actually the silence that follows. And yet, in that silence, lies a truth is yet to set us free. What if I told you that embracing that truth will set you on a journey that you never expected to be possible? The choice is ours, but the journey begins now. Let's embark on this path of healing and forgiveness together and build resilience and hope and have an open mind, an open heart. Hello and welcome back to the Unfiltered Truths. I'm your host, Sandra, and I'm thrilled to have you here today. Oh my God. Sometimes when I'm overwhelmed with happiness, I just become mute. Anyway, if you're new here or you're a returning viewer, I welcome you to be a part of this conversation today. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, and share. Today we are going to be navigating the complexities of human experience, particularly to a topic that is dear to my heart, healing and forgiveness. But before I get there, I have remembered. So, during the week, just very recently, I was at a cafe and I'm at the counter reaching for my purse. I wanted to make a payment for the services I had consumed. Before I could reach for my purse, I hear a voice behind me. Hello, Pansky. I turn around and see this amazing soul from our community. So she says, hello. And she's like, thank you for what you're doing. Such an amazing job. Such an amazing work. The recently shared episode about healing from loss touched my heart. And I really felt good. And I was like, wow. I was short of words. So I said hello. I was happy to see her. It was really a pleasant surprise, but I was so happy. And that reminds me the power of community and how reaching out, coming together can really go a long way in impacting one person or the other. Yes, we need community. So if you're out there and have a story that you would like to share, whether it's about challenges or successes, what's life without celebrating the ups and downs of it? Please reach out. Let's share those stories. Let's learn from those stories. And oh my God. Well, so today, as I alluded to earlier, we are going to be talking about healing and forgiveness. Have you been in a situation whereby someone's words or actions cut deep? The wound lingered. The pain haunted you like a ghost. What did you do about that experience? What did you learn from it? How did you feel about it? Today, that's the exact topic I want to talk about. As I look back, I'm reminded of a time where my life was in limbo. I stood at crossroads. I didn't know what exactly to do because I longed and waited for an apology that actually never came. For years, I was stuck with emotions, the kind that caused me not to sleep in the night, caused my heart to race. I was speechless. For lack of a better word, I would say I was chronically on a mute. But in the darkness, there was a fire that ignited within me, a fire of determination. And that's when I knew that I could rise above my pain, rise above my silence, and rise above everything else. I didn't want to stay behind, stuck in limbo, in a state of waiting for an apology that showed no signs of ever coming. And as I suspect, this is something many of us grapple with. So today I just want to share how that entire experience shaped me, because the person was not willing to acknowledge their wrongs and make amends. I thought it was fair for them to apologize. But in all the years, I realized that the apology actually wasn't about that person. The apology was more about me. It was more about finding the closure within myself, finding ways to heal, move on, regardless of whether or not I did get the apology. It was more of just finding ways to live a new life, a purposeful life amidst the uncertainties that were surrounding me. So I had to find ways of actually doing this, finding the closure within me. But as I navigated those treacherous emotions of mine, I began to learn about the psychology of apologies. Like I began to wonder and ask myself what really drives us to seek closure. Why do we want the closure? And in so doing, I realized that it's a primal urge to find closure, and it's rooted in the need to control. So I wondered what that would look like for me. And the fact that when you're hurt or traumatized, your primal instinct is to let the other person apologize. But because that didn't come psychologically, my brain had to be rewired and find ways of bridging the gap, find ways of feeling some sense of healing and move on. So I began to search within myself. How can I do that? How can I do that without begging the person, without staying in that stagnation phase for far too long? I devised means of how to cope with the heart, and the biggest one for me was prayer. In the initial years when the heart happened, I just didn't know how much I needed to pray, or how much I should pray, and what exactly I should pray about. But then I remember a friend of mine, my prayer partner, kept on telling me to just keep reading the word and I'll find solace there. So my biggest verse was Romans 8:28. I mean, let's say it exactly how it is, but it's more into, regardless of what the circumstances that were happening around me or are happening around me, God is always in it, there to make everything good for my benefit. So at least I knew As much as I didn't know how I would do that, I knew I was there with someone. Of course, that definitely prayer did work, but I guess I wasn't putting as much effort as I needed to. So I had to find other ways as the heart began to manifest in my everyday life, hindering me from being a very functional person. So I had to do things like therapy, where I had to navigate my emotions, my feelings, and find ways of how to let out. But of course, if you have people you can talk to professionally, that would be great. But if you don't, you can find people to speak to, which leads me to the next way I had to deal with this. Having a supporting family and friends, people that really understand the magnitude of what you're feeling, of what you're going through, is very important. You don't have to have the entire world of friends and family. You just need the right amount of people to walk with you that journey. Because it's a very complicated journey, it is a long one that's floated by challenges. But when you have people that you can speak to, it lessens the burden of doing it alone. The other one that I intentionally did was journaling. I began to write how this heart made me feel. It's funny how I would, like, in the therapy sessions, they will tell you things like, write a letter to that person and you don't send it. So I would write how I feel, the emotions, and how everything would make me feel, and also write to them as though I was talking to them. But also, generally, I'm a writer. Like, for people who are very close to me, I don't know how to confront them and tell them that, oh my God, you hurt me, you did this, because I know maybe I could be overly charged and say things I didn't want to say or didn't mean or something like that. So oftentimes I write. So little did I know that was a way of coping with situations, until when I began to navigate my emotions with a professional therapist. So journaling has really been a good one for me, and I am still using that to date. The other one is being mindful. What do they call it? Mindfulness. Yeah. Like, I stay present and focused and in tune with my emotions. It's all about being very intentional in this journey, and yeah, it helps a lot. But then also, I also realized that the need to take care of your needs, self-care, self-compassion, is very, very important. Prioritize your own needs, like what you need vis-a-vis what everyone else needs. So as you navigate that painful period where no one is coming to say sorry to you or make amends or do anything that makes you feel better, love yourself, choose yourself, do things that make you happy, be compassionate to yourself. The same way you would be compassionate to a friend, it's the same way you should be compassionate to yourself. I think it's very, very important. And it's okay to be selfish sometimes. Yeah. So those are some of the ways I have been dealing with that apology that never came through. In all honesty, I think I was so hurt that even the thought of it makes me anxious. But these days, because I'm doing the work and I'm a work in progress, I don't feel as much hurt as I did in the earlier years. So I know you too can do it. You can be able to forgive. Yeah. And then the other thing is, yeah, speaking of forgiveness, I think as much as I wanted this apology from that person, I needed to forgive them. That's a very hard one. It doesn't come easy. It's very, very difficult to forgive someone who is hard to, who's meant to say sorry to you or make amends with you. It's very, very difficult. But all I can say is it is possible if you choose to and you want to. So for me, forgiveness is something that I recently did. And I think in all the ways of trying to lessen this pain or hurt, it has stood out to be like the biggest for me. Because when I forgave, I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And yeah, and I'm happy in my decision that whether they make amends or not, I forgive them and I'm free of that. Don't let the pain, the hurt define you. So in trying to find ways to cope with the apology that didn't come through, there were lessons learned. Healing is very possible. It takes time, but it's possible. I did understand that the journey of waiting for someone to come and make amends for whatever thing, action, word, or heart they put you through isn't about them. It's about you. It's about you taking control of your own healing process. And that's exactly what I did when I eventually realized and made sense of this whole pain. So healing is possible and it will take time. The other lesson that I learned was forgiveness isn't easy, but possible as well. Forgive yourself for holding on to that hurt for such a long time, but then also forgive the other person for whatever they did to you. They could be adamant about it and they don't know that they actually hurt you or they need to make amends for some reason or the other, but forgive them. Letting go of the past only gives you room to embrace the future and who you are and a better emotional well-being. The other thing that I learned was you can find closure within yourself without necessarily needing external factors. So in this case, external factors, I would say the person that hurt you. So when I learned that, and that was that time when I was trying to because there was a phase whereby I was overly obsessed with psychology of this, psychology of that. So when I did read an article that showed that it's possible to heal within yourself without waiting for the other person to make amends with you, I knew for sure that was it. That was the sign that I needed. And indeed, I grabbed that opportunity and decided to make healing my ultimate goal. I feel better because I did reach out to the person and told them how I felt and how I forgave them and also release them from my mental faculties, release them in ways that were holding me back because I was still holding on to that pain and hurt. Yeah. The other lesson I learned was self-care. I can't stress that enough, but you need to choose you at all times, no matter what. When it rains and it's pouring, take the shade and bask in that shade. Choose you, choose you, choose you, choose you. Prioritize your needs. Do things that make you happy. Do things that make you feel better about the whole situation. There is nothing that you can do without putting yourself first, putting your needs first. Like I shared in one of the episodes about self-care. So put yourself first. It's not being selfish, it's being selfless, because in putting you first, you'll be able to heal, you'll be able to move on, you'll be able to, who knows, even reconnect with this person. Those are the things that I actually learned from waiting for the apology. It never came, and you could be there waiting for yours, and for sure it will never come. So you're going to hold on to that for a very long time. Me, I think almost the heart lasted like 2 decades. That's such a long time to hold on to something that never shows signs of ever coming. So look within yourself, find ways to heal, move forward, and return when you feel better. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. Healing is possible even when the apology never comes. Don't let silence define you, but find ways of moving forward. Just because we are saying that you need to forgive, it doesn't mean that you have forgotten, but you just want to move forward and close that chapter. So, as I wrap up this episode, I want to leave you with words of hope and resilience. You are not alone and you're not forgotten. Healing is a journey. It takes time, but it's possible. Just because the other person didn't come to make amends, it doesn't mean that you are condoning that behavior or you have forgotten what they did. Find ways to forgive them and move forward. But above all, create a new life for you. Find purpose amidst of the uncertainty and heal and move forward. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. I value the time you've put in to watch this video. Thank you so much from my heart of hearts. If this message resonated with you in one way or the other, please subscribe. The purpose of this podcast is to bring hope, restoration, and resilience. Let's share this video with every one of us that we know is going through something and needs comfort